Hello everyone, just thought I'd have a quick chat with you this morning. It's Monday, I think it's about the 6th of April. I'm just wondering how you're all doing at this time, this very strange time when we're all in lockdown and the world isn't the way we knew it to be. Many people, again, as I've said before, living in fear. And I'm just wondering how it is for you today and how things are. I think as we start, is it the third week of our lockdown in the UK? And for other countries, it's longer if anyone's listening from abroad, and perhaps in America where they're perhaps a little further behind us on their journey. And I'd just like you to perhaps, in the next few moments, just ask yourself how you're feeling. Are you someone who's feeling trapped and feel as if there's a huge imposition on you and your life has come to an end because you can't move outside of your home environment? Or are you somebody who's content to just be with that? There's no right or wrong to that, but perhaps I could ask you just to take a few moments just to go into your heart centre and to see how you're feeling. And if you fall into the category of where you're pushing against it, is there anything that you can do to help with those feelings rather than keep pushing at it and saying, oh, I've got cabin fever and all the rest? Can you breathe into that and see if you can find a sense of inner peace and a sense of contentment? It might not be easy. I don't know what's going on in your life, but I'm just offering you the opportunity perhaps to try. I put a video out last week. It was a heart-centered meditation. So if you didn't actually see it, perhaps you'd like to have a little go at that. I have written one or two notes this morning before I came to the video because there was a few things I wanted to say. And one of the things is, for most of us at this time, nothing is required other than that we stay at home. And that's the message that keeps coming out in every news bulletin that we hear. But of course, there are those other people who are out there, the key workers, really working on our behalf. And if you are someone who's staying at home and just being, have you noticed how quiet it is? And I'm looking away from the effects of the virus now to just how the world is at the moment. How quiet it is. We hardly get a vehicle go past. What's it like where you're living, and what's happening for you in terms of this quietness? How is it affecting you? Can you feel the subtle shifts that are taking place? And I'm talking energetic shifts here. Are you going to allow that to happen? I mean, this is a time of ascension, and when I talk about ascension, this is a huge energetic shift taking place in the whole world, because the whole world is undergoing this. And it may not be something that happens in a way that we notice it. It will be more subtle than that, but taking place it is, and the energy is transmuting and changing around us. And when we come through this, something will have changed within ourselves or as globally as well. And I'm just wondering if you can notice any of those changes happening within you. Don't try to force it, but just be aware of it. Perhaps get your journal out or a notebook and write down some thoughts day by day about how you're feeling, whether it's thoughts of feeling trapped or whether it's thoughts of releasing that trapped feeling and letting go. And one of the things I would say is you're not responsible for how anyone else is feeling. I know it's easy, we try to fix other people, but you're not actually responsible for other people. So if someone else in your household is pacing up and down and climbing the walls, maybe offer them a bit of peace or some meditation techniques or anything like that, but you are not responsible for how they're feeling. And in the same way, you're not actually even responsible for how your children are feeling. Obviously, you're responsible for looking after them and caretaking them. And I'm wondering if you would take time to look, if you're homeschooling and you've got young children, to take time to look at them at this time and see how they're coping when they've come away from perhaps their daily regime of either going to nursery school or proper school, and coming away from that structure into the homeschooling structure, or maybe we're on Easter holidays now, I'm not sure, and see how they're coping, see how things are for them, and maybe just gently guiding them rather than telling them what they must do. Allow this time to unfold for them. Remember that little children have had a different life to the one that I certainly was brought up with, and many people even behind me. When we were little, you had toys to play with, you had your garden to play with, you did go out, obviously, and you made up games. You were quite creative, but you made up games from things you saw on the television or boxes or anything. And children now are often taken to places like Legoland or Chessington or any of those type of places. See how your children are beginning to transform. Now they're at home. Now they're having to make up games. What's happening for them? Look with wonder rather than with, oh, the poor things. See what's happening, because a whole other aspect of them will be coming to the fore. And you'll find different parts of your children develop from this. Hopefully they're too young, or they're not afraid of what's going on as well, and hopefully they won't know some of the implications that coronavirus can mean. But take this as an opportunity to guide them through creative play, I think. I mean, I know there's lots on the television and lots on the internet for them, but just see what's happening in terms of creative play for your children and enjoy that time. See what's emerging for them. And as we look at this time, each and every one of us is shifting. It may be subtle, it may be obvious to some people. There may be whole new ideas coming to the fore of what you'll do when we get through this. Or some of you, again, will go, well, I can't feel anything. Just know on another level that something is happening, that there is an energetic shift, and it's happening both individually and globally. Well, the whole of the planet, really. And when we get through this, and we will get through this, we'll emerge slightly different, in a slightly different way. As again, I say, I don't know how that will be. I don't know what the criteria will be. I'm not sure what's being asked of us. But just be open to it. Embrace it. And that is said with love. It's not taking away the love that for those people that are feeling sad at the moment, who perhaps have lost loved ones. And also I send my love out to those loved ones or those people who are leaving the planet. I believe that we leave when we're meant to leave, and that isn't said coldly, that is said with the greatest of affection. And those people have just gone on to another part of life. Without their physical body, they're not now who they were. That whole soul has gone on. And that's something I'll talk to you again in another video if you're interested. We can talk about that, and it's a whole other issue and a whole other story. But just for the moment, I'd just like you to perhaps take the time to notice how the shifts are taking place within you, and to try to be at peace with that, to try to send love to your heart energy, and to just try to find acceptance of where we are at the moment. And you know where to find me if you're struggling, or if you need anything. You can find me on Facebook. Tara North is my name. You can find me via YouTube, and many of you know me, so don't hesitate to get in touch in some way with me. And I'll leave you with lots of love, and I'll wait to hear from you as to how things are emerging for you. So stay safe and stay well, and love to all of you. Bye bye.